All right. Welcome, everybody. Let's see here. We have quite a few students in here already. Awesome. So just a heads up, a masterclass is somewhat of a kind of a group class where a teacher will talk about something specific that they specialize in. And so for this class, I decided to kind of show you how I take music and input it into my recording software. A lot of my students are already doing it. If you have a PC or a Mac, and if you have just really basic recording software, you can do this. It just takes some practice, of course, but I've got students that are 8, 9, 10 years old that are starting to learn how to do this. And it's just a really cool way to learn about music and produce your own things. Okay, so I will kind of check in a little bit, do a reset with people because people were just going to be strolling in and out, I'm sure. But once again, thank you for attending. And the music that you heard at the very beginning, the Halloween theme song, and that is from the cult classic movie Halloween from, I believe, 1977. And I'm going to be taking that and I'm going to be arranging it by ear and then putting it into my software, and you're going to see everything that I'm doing. So that's pretty much what we're doing. If you have any questions, feel free to pop in the chat. If you're not familiar with the chat in Zoom, there's just a chat icon, and pull it up. It's really easy, especially if you're on a PC or Mac, and then just kind of leave the chat window up, and then I will do my best to look at it and answer questions a few times through the hour. So yeah, I do plan on going till 6. If you gotta step away, come back, that is totally cool. All right. All right, so let's do a reset. We're gonna listen a little bit to the soundtrack again, just the beginning, for those that have just entered in the last few minutes here. Give me 1 second here. Okay, so there we go. That's the John Carpenter theme. It's got the pulsating kick drum, obviously the piano riff that's just really eerie and creepy and kind of haunting. I first heard this, I wanted to play it right away. It was just one of those things. Anyways, let's get to it. So I think that's all I wanted to do. Now, make sure that you're muted. All right. I think I muted everybody upon entry, but make sure you're muted, and then you can have your video off. Whatever. That is totally cool. And so let's just get to it. So I'm going to go ahead. We're going to dive into kind of this screen here. And so what you're looking at here, you can see my mouse. This window here is a program. It's called Logic. It's for Mac, but it's a DAW software. The DAW stands for Digital Audio Workstation. And so some of you have worked with this, some of you haven't. So if I'm redundant, I apologize. Essentially, if you wanted to record music, this is what you would use. I am going to use it to kind of like learn the song by ear, and then I'm going to input it into this program, and then I'm going to orchestrate it. So I decided to use orchestral instruments. Let me just show you what I have here. At the top, I have my special piano, New piano that I like to use for all my piano stuff. Then I have my violins, my violas, cellos, basses, French horns, trumpets, trombones, bass trombones, pretty much like all of your core orchestral instruments. Those are your brass instruments. And then I'm going into the woodwinds with flutes, clarinets, piccolo, oboe, bass, bassoon. And then into our kind of percussion elements, harp, celeste, timpani, bells, marimba. And then I've got a drum 4 on the floor. I've got a drum set because I know I need that for today. Okay. Now, like I said, I decided to do this orchestral, and I totally changed this up. This morning I woke up, I was like, you know what? I want to do something Halloween based. So that's, I was going to do something completely random. But so I'm kind of playing this out a little bit today. So it's not as spontaneous, but I have not produced this work before. So everything that I'm doing is brand new to me for this song. All right, so here we go. We're going to listen. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to figure out this first section and how do we want to, what instruments are we listening for? We're going to figure it out by ear, and then we're going to somehow transfer that to my instruments here. Okay, so I'm not going to be using any piano for this particular project. So I'm going to go back to the beginning here. All right, so I'm going to take it section by section. I think what I'd like to do is I'd like to get the drums over with, because I think, you know, once I get the drum layer, then it's easier to put everything else on top of that. So that's what you want to do. You want to get your kind of like your foundational elements first for the most part. So I'm going to go down to my drum patch. These are called software instruments. These are VSTs, and that's kind of the acronym for that. But you can either purchase like really expensive ones, or you can actually just get some that are free that come with the software. So there's all types of software instruments. Okay, so I got to find my kick drum. Let's see if I remember where my kick drum is with this one. All right, so I'm going to do this one here. And, oh, I got to figure out the tempo. I'm kind of skipping some steps here. All right, so let me listen to that. Now, in most software, you can do what's called has a tap tempo feature. I'm pressing enter at a certain speed, and you'll notice that the marker is moving. And if I slow down, it starts slowing down. If I speed up, it starts speeding up. So you want to find, you know, a good tempo to work with. So let me play this again, and I'm going to tap the tempo. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. All right, let's see if that is accurate. I need to pull in my click. It's pretty close. I'm going to slow that down just a tick here. In fact, I know it's about 140, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down to 120, and then I got to change to 5/4. If you heard the meter of this song, bum 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 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is actually 5/4. Not too common, very common in like progressive styles of music. So I'm going to change the whole project signature to 5/4 time. All right, now I'm ready to go. All right, so I'm just going to get this going and get a long enough one, and I can just loop it over and over again. Here we go. All right. Now, here's a very, some of this stuff I'm going to explain, and then I'm not going to explain it later. So now I'm going to do what's called quantizing. And quantizing, if you can see it here, is basically the idea is to take the notes that I just played and get them even with the beat, like perfectly. So that's a great thing about having this kind of a setup, is that you can fix little mistakes very easily. And I'm going to quantize this to the quarter note because that's the fastest note. And then we have a very perfect even beat. All right, now I'm going to take this and I'm going to loop it. And I don't know how much we're going to do today, but I'm just going to go ahead and just be crazy with it and just get it somewhere over here. There we go. All right. Now, I need to duplicate this track. So this is a very easy, it's like once you have something like a drum kit especially, if you want more off of that drum kit, then we're just going to duplicate it. So let's go, I'm going to new track with duplicate settings. Now I'm going to rename this the kick drum. All right. And this, I just want to find a hi-hat. If you hear that, that's that pulse. So I don't want to miss that, even though we're changing this to the orchestra. All right, now, let's see my hi-hat. Where is my hi-hat? Let's see here. I think, there we go. Here it is. All right, I had some mishits in there. I'm just going to get the best that I can. We're going to zoom in here. Let's see here. And let's go ahead and quantize it. These are 16th notes. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 5 E and 1 E and a 2 E and, okay? Those are 16th notes. So we have to quantize to the 16th note in this case. Good, 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 good. All right, I'm okay with that. Now, we're going to take that section and we're going to loop it. Once you find a good section, you don't have to re-record anything. That's the great thing about having a MIDI setup like this. There we go. Now I've got my, it's the really basic foundation here. And then we have this. All right. Okay. Next up, let's see here. We got to go back and listen. We got to always return to the music. Here we go. Okay, so we have two key elements that we're trying to, if we're emulating this, which I do, I want to emulate this, like kind of make it sound close, but with different instruments. There's this weird thing that happens. Let me see here. And it's really genius. It's this like note at the very, very top, very high pitch. So I need to figure out what would possibly work. Maybe marimba. Like a really repeated kind of in the background, maybe glockenspiel. No, that's too much. That's too much. So I think I'm going to do marimba. And then if I want to change it, here's the great news. We simply can just change the instrument and the part stays the same. Okay? All right, so here we go. And I need to set this for recording. And all right, felt pretty good about that one. So what do we do next? We quantize. We're going to quantize at this very, very moment. So let's see who else has entered real quick here. All right. So just to get everybody up to speed, we are in the process of taking the Halloween theme song, the John Carpenter, and we are basically reimagining this and arranging it using a DAW software. I use Logic. You can do this with any software, and just using the instruments that you have available to be able to recreate it. So far I've got the hi-hat, I got the kick drum, and now this like top part here that is, you know, it's that really, it kind of like just like kind of drills you in the head almost. This. So that's why that's what I did the marimba. So let's see what it sounds like. And it just needs to be kind of faint in the background. I kind of like that. I think that's okay for now. Now we can get to the actual core parts here. So I'm going to loop this out. So once you get a small section, remember you can just loop it, and then you can always cut it and delete the rest if you don't need the rest of this long loop. Okay, all we have left in this beginning part is, of course, the iconic okay. Now, I'm not going to be able to get into the specifics of how I figured that out by ear, but you know, that is actually kind of a pretty, like, you can find select pitches if it's repetitive enough. So anyways, that'll be probably for a session for another time. So I think I want to use, I'm going to be using orchestra for all of this. I think I want to try violins doing a spiccato. That's for that part. So I'm going to go to my violins here, and then I'm going to, I need to open up, oops, hold on one second here. Where? Oh, I lost, give me 1 second here. Oh, it's hidden. All right, I gotta click on this right here. You see this blue highlighted thing? This is BBC Symphonic Orchestra. This is my my kind of one of my special libraries that I paid for. So I'm going to open that up, and then it looks like this. It just kind of it's an extra app that is kind of alongside the main app. And so let me see if I can get this squeeze on the screen a little bit more. I may not be able to. Hold on 1 second here. Why is it not letting me do that? Okay, so anyways, down here I have these different things that different articulations. So I'm going to choose spiccato, and let's see here. Here's the long version. See, that doesn't really have the effect that I want. And then here is the pizzicato version. Okay, that's probably a little bit too much. And then I have tremolo. So that's going to be for something else probably. So, all right. Now, I'm not going to go into any kind of advanced features. I'm just, because I got to have time to put all this together. We're going to focus on like layering and see how this all works, because I have no idea how it's going to come together. So here we go. Get our entrance. We're going to record this. I think I'm just going to go ahead and record the whole thing with the violins. So, all right, we got to go back and listen to it now. Oh. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, 7 now. 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. Okay, I'm going to stop right there. The intro was 7, and then we get into the... It's just going down in half steps. And then that repeats. All right, so I'm just going to do that chunk right now. And let's see here. I got to check and see. All right, here we go. Four, five. One, two. I'm going to pause right there. Now, I could have stopped and looped it. Some of you are probably thinking, yeah, just do that. But part of it was like in my head, I already knew like how long it needed to be. So I was like, I'm just going to do it. If you have problem playing the part, then you probably want to stop down. All right, so now 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and eighth notes. Ta ti ta ti ta. 1 and 2. So I'm going to quantize to that. All right, let me bring my quantize down here, eighth note. All right, and let's double check it. Good. We're just getting started. There's a whole lot of stuff that we can do here. Now, I think my idea here is I want to get the string set up. Then when we get the string set up, you can do a lot of copy and paste to the winds and to the brass because they have similar functions, but the range sometimes can be different, okay? So that's what I would do. I would figure out one section of the orchestra and, violins, cellos or basses, or your French horns, trumpets, trombones, and uh, your tuba, bass trombones, and figure out what role you want those to play as. Okay? All right. Let me see if anyone new has come in. I guess not. Okay. Where was I? Okay. So what's next? What do we need that's next? We need to go to the music. Let's go to the music. Refer to that. Right here. Okay. Yeah. There we go. That's our melody, actually. The piano riff is not the melody. It's the riff. It's an ostinato riff that just repeats. But this is actually the melody here. Okay? So, let's see here. Sorry, I'm getting a little distracted with the participants leaving and entering, and it's like the chime in my ear is distracting. Okay. Here we go. I think what I want to do first, I want to get the bottom, right? So we got the piano riff on top. I want to get the bottom, and I think we'll do basses first. We're going to do basses first. So now we got to find out where that's going to be. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here it is. If you followed along, if you were counting, this is where it happens. So what I'm going to do Command T. I'm going to split. So I know I could always add a marker here too. But that's where this section starts. Now I'm going to go to my bass and my double bass, and then let's see here. I don't know if I want it that low or not. So we're going to start here. I can always change it later. And let me zoom this back out just a little bit. Here's the bass part. All right, now I would like to add a little reverb to that, but I think I'm going to do that after the fact. So I'm going to skip a few steps that I would normally do. Now I'm going to go to basses 2. There is a split. If you listen carefully, there's a split that's happening, and it creates this very kind of archaic or like very kind of primal sound. Right there, that's a fourth interval with the bottom note in a fourth above that. Really, it's just very basic, but kind of genius just in terms of the mood that's being created. So let's see if we can hear that. Right there. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to basically do the same part, but I'm just going to go down. Go down to the F. All right, so here we go. Okay. I think I probably should just go ahead and continue. Well, you know what? I think just what I'm trying to figure out, should I just do the whole thing? No, I think I'll just stick in just one section, and we'll just kind of build this layer in this section, and we'll see what kind of time we have left. Okay. Now, let's see here. Violins. What if we did... I'm thinking about like a tremolo, like a violin tremolo, just to create just a little bit more tension. Sometimes you want to think about your instruments and what kind of mood that they can create. Not sometimes, all the time. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in, and I'm going to go in here, and let me find it into my... We go my plugin, and I think I want to change. Wait a minute, hold on. I'm going to go into my. Maybe I'll do that with my violin too. Make sure. Let's see here. Yeah, make sure if you are entering, go ahead and mute. Go ahead. I'll go ahead and mute. There we go. Okay, there we go. All right, so just to recap real quick for a new person that has entered, we're taking the Halloween theme, John Carpenter, and the piano track with the the beat and all of that, and I'm taking that and putting that into my DAW software, which is the recording software on the computer, and just kind of reimagining it and doing something different with it. And I am basically kind of splitting the parts into strings and all of that. So where we are right now is I'm thinking about adding a tremolo part for the violin too. So let me pull this up here. And then tremolo. Okay, it could maybe be good if it's subtle. I don't want it to be too much here. So I'm going to take a little bit off of that. All right. Let's just see what happens here. Okay, I'm okay with that for now. I'm gonna turn that down in the mix though. What happens when you get more instruments? Now mixing becomes an issue. So, in fact, the basses are really strong because I've pretty much duplicated voices. So I'm just gonna take each one of these down probably 5 decibels just for starting purposes. Um, I don't have time to even go through and do a general mix right now, but maybe that for later. Okay, what else do we have that we're missing? I got to go back to our reference. Okay, I think myself personally, I think I'm going. I want to add a cello part, just because we need cello somewhere, right? Uh, if we're gonna do, a very basic orchestral ensemble version of this. So, I mean, we could duplicate the bass part, or we could actually create something different. So what I'm going to do is, all right, here's a little trick, is loop a section. So what I'm doing right here is I'm looping the section that I want to play over and over again just for practice purposes, just to kind of get me into a zone. Because if I don't do that, then it's just going to keep going and I'm going to have to restart. So, here we go. I kind of like that. I kind of like maybe a secondary melody that's kind of coming off of the beat a little bit. Why not? Let me try it again. So it's like countering what the bass is doing. Ooh, I don't like that. Definitely not the G there. So I'm gonna just throw that into the mix, and I think I'm gonna call it a day on just this part for those instruments. Now I got to take the loop off so I can get my count in. If you have the loop on, it's just gonna play the loop, and it's not gonna give you a count in. All right, here we go. Okay. All right. And up next, quantize, right? If we were in a room together, or I didn't have to worry about the echo and all of that, hopefully by now you would say that back to me. All right. So let me go up here. Oops. Quantize 1, 2, ba-da. Everything that I just did with the cello part is just quarter notes. So I'm going to quantize to the quarter note. And then now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just go right before these parts come in here. What does it sound like? Ooh, I don't like that. I don't like that. I like this maybe later. I like it later. And so maybe some of you might be nodding your head. hopefully. So I'm just going to stick this cello part over here because I do not like it right there. I want to hear that melody. So let's just see what happens if I just um, duplicate the melody just in the cellos. Okay, here we go. Okay, all right, and then I'm not gonna do the bottom one like I did with the bass. I think that's probably overkill. Um, so I'm good with that. Now, uh, let's see here. So I have I've got these horns and I got the woodwinds. I think what I want to do is now that I'm happy with what I have so far, I'm just gonna keep going. Um, so let's see here. I got to go back to now. I got to go back and listen. Okay. So this theme is really simple. It's three sections. We have the opening, we have the like the introduction, right? But we have this opening section that I've been working on. Then we have the next section was just transposed. So if I go back to my violin here, um, so that's one that's just one part right there, and then it goes the whole thing goes down a whole step. So now with MIDI data,
I don't know. It's just Missy told me to join.
you need to turn off your mic, please. I thought I had my settings for. Um, okay, there we go. All right. I'll figure out the Zoom for next time. I thought I had it auto turn off the mic. So now what we have is just we can just transpose the whole thing down. Okay, so that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take these parts. If you notice, I'm highlighting them. Well, I'll just do it this way. If I know it's just the same thing but just transposed, transpose meaning shifting to just another key, but all the same parts and patterns. Now I'm just going to copy and paste it. All right. Now they're still highlighted. So if they're still highlighted, check this out. I'm going to go over to my transpose. All right. And actually, hold on, make sure I get this. All right, here we go. And I'm going to, no, I don't want to do it that way. Come on now. There we go. Come on. There it is. -2 half steps. It may be hard for you, for some of you to see, but I'm going to go down 2 half steps, which is 1 whole step. So let's see what happens. And voila. Okay, so the third part is different. There's like this build up in the bass. So just to reset for our new participants here, I took the theme song. I'm taking the theme song and basically just kind of uh, rearranging with an orchestra library in my DAW software. DAW stands for Digital Audio Workstation. Um, and it's done via MIDI. So I play on my keyboard, digital keyboard, which sends signal of all the information. All the information with velocity, with the key name, and all of that. Sends it to my computer, all that data, and then that data is transferred over to a software instrument. Software instrument can be free, it can be very high priced. In fact, a lot of the stuff that you hear in music today, especially soundtracks, is a lot of it is virtual. It's really hard to tell the difference. Anyways, so that's where we're at. I'm at the end of this section here. I haven't even got to my horns yet. Let me real quick. I want to check and see if anybody has wrote anything in the chat because I have not checked. Okay, so if you do have any questions, please write them in the chat. I'm going to keep doing this to at least 6. I might keep going a little bit, and then I will try to answer a few of those questions if you have any. Okay? All right. What is, oh yes, the next section. I believe, I know what it is. I can hear it in my head, but I just got to count the number of measures. So that's the thing too. You got to try to be efficient with when you're doing this. Let me go back and so here it's coming, the third section. If you're counting along with me, that was 9 measures. It was 8 measures of like it was like 4 and 4 for the build up, and then it repeated it, and then there was like 1 measure of just the riff by itself. So 9 measures. And I'm just going to hang on that for 9 measures. So that's the first one I'm going to do. So here we go. Yeah, just to make sure I'm in the right place on the keyboard. Here we go. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, quantize. Why is that quantized to quarter note already? That's weird. Okay, so 8th note. All right, so quantize, for those the new people that have came in, it's just getting the notes exactly on the beat. It's just if you're a little off, it'll just magically just fix it for you. Pretty awesome. All right, now I got to figure out, I think I'm going to do the basses next. So I did last time. Bum, 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 bum. I believe it's just that. B, D, E, F sharp. Let's see if I'm correct. Yeah, so that's that twice. All right, so I'm going to go to my basses 1 here, my upright bass. I think I'm going to come down for this one here. Here we go. Okay, all right, and we're going to quantize that to the quarter note that's already set for that. Why is this not quantized? Let me fix that. That's weird. Okay. All right, now I don't think I need a basis 2 on this one. You know what I could do is just a long sustained note. I think that would be kind of cool. So we'll just see how it goes. Here we go. Easiest track to record right here. I'm just holding it. Oh no. Uh-oh. I recorded over my track. Uh-oh. So, yeah, make sure that you double check that you selected the right instrument to record, which I did right there. Here we go. Okay. I don't really like the The only reason I would quantize this to make sure the entrant is right on. So I'll just do it to the quarter note. That's fine. All right, and then so that let's see. I could do some more stuff here, but I think what I want to do is show you kind of like what can we do with this more with the other sections. I think we have enough there. So it goes back in. Let's listen to our source, which is the original track here. Okay, 4. So we have 4. And then the rest, I'm just going to copy and paste. We're just going to duplicate everything, and then we're going to add some more stuff to it. That, in a nutshell, that's kind of what I'm going to do is much of that as possible here. So first thing what I need to do, I need to grab just 4 bars of that violin part. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to cut it. Then I'm going to copy it. And now I'm going to take it over here and bam. Oops, wrong instrument, but I can just move it up right up to here. All right, now this is where my new section starts now. I'm going to take everything I've done so far. I'm going to copy everything here, just the main section. And now, ooh, wait, make sure what just happened. That was weird. Nothing happened. It just tricked me. All right, I'm going to take everything, this one I'm highlighting here, I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to paste it. And there we go. Remember that cello part from earlier that I didn't like? I'm going to definitely stick it in here. All right, so we're just going to put this back here. Let's see what it sounds like. There we go. That's much better. Okay, so now I'm just going to copy that. I like it. We're just going to loop it here. You know what I could do instead of copy and paste? I'm just going to click and drag and just loop that part. It's a more efficient way to do this kind of stuff. All right, now what we're going to do, let's get some other instruments and sections involved to try to make it a little bit more dramatic. The flutes. Okay, I think the flutes should carry the riff, just, you know, from my kind of like, I'm trying to think of instruments and I'm trying to think of ways of like doing similar parts of the same part with other instruments. So let's just see what it sounds like. Because it may not work. The range of the instrument may not work. So I'm just going to copy this violin part. And then we're going to go down to our flutes right here. Now we gotta check our flute actually to see what we're working with here. Okay, let me see something real quick. I'm gonna go into my settings for my software instrument. We have long and staccato keys or staccato. Um, yeah, I kind of like that right there. Instead of, I'll try both. So I'm gonna take that now. Let's see. It's already recorded in. Let's see what it sounds like. Okay, so there's that. Now I'm gonna mute that. Our mix is getting a little kind of off, but nothing I can do about that right now. Um, okay, I'm gonna do this. Whoops. I'm gonna do the same thing, but I'm just gonna do the repeated note and see what it sounds like. And really kind of just accent it and see if that gives more of a driving, pulsating part here. Here we go. Oh, yeesh. All right, I gotta redo that. I gotta redo that because I needed to go up in pitch with the violin. That's too dissonant. Okay, but I kind of like that. Well, I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. Here we go. Okay, so we're gonna quantize to eighth note, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and right, and then so now we're gonna copy and paste, right? Because we know this is the same thing. Just transpose it down 2 half steps, and then we're just gonna record this next part. Just like that. Here we go. Okay, now let me take these off here for a sec. And now I heard something. I heard something that I want to record, and it's going to be at the very end. I'm going to add an octave on top to make it more intense, and you'll see. Hopefully, you agree with me that this will help make it better. Here we go. Kind of loud, but it's fine. Let me quantize that to the eighth note, and then we're going to lower the volume on that because the flutes in the high register really come out. Let's go back and see if that works better. Too much still. All right. Now let's go to let's see here. Clarinets. Let's see. What do we want to do with clarinet? I think we should. What I'm going to try to do is just take the second violin part and just copy that, and we're going to go down to our clarinets. Oh no, it looks like I put the flutes in the first part. All right, we can change that. Um, all right, clarinets, and let me make sure I'm in the right area. Yep, and we're going to paste. Sorry if I. All right, good. Now I got to move all this over because I don't want it to be that early. So I'm going to copy and then just paste it into my flutes. And there we go. Let's see what the violins sound like. Violin part sounds like on the clarinets. We'll just we're going to solo it out. And solo means it's just going to just take just that instrument and that's all you're going to hear. Not too exciting, but not everybody gets to play the exciting part sometimes. If you've ever been in band, you know what I mean. So let's see here. Let's just see what it all sounds together. Okay, that's pretty good. I'm not going to do piccolo or oboe or bassoon. Let's see if we can at least maybe add a little bit of brass. Let me see here. French horn. Love the French horn. I mean, I played trumpet when I was in band, but if I were going to play another instrument, it would have been French horn. It's such a dramatic and powerful, beautiful instrument. Um, let's see. In fact, there was a video game I played when I was in, I think it was on the Super Nintendo, but the opening of the video game was French horn. It was very epic. I wanted to switch instruments, but it was too late. Okay, French horn. Let's see here. What do we want to do? Melody. So the melody is. Let me see here. I forget which one's the melody. Oh, the cellos. All right, so yes, we're going to take the cello part, and then we're just going to copy it down here to our French horn. Select the French horn. Hopefully it works within the range of the instrument. Let's see here. There we go. All right. Let's get that one a little bit more front and center here. And now let's see what it sounds like together. Okay, all right, let me check the chat real quick. I'm almost done, guys. Let me see here. All right, no one have any questions? Okay, fine by me. All right, so we're gonna repeat that, copy and paste it, and then we're gonna transpose it down to half steps, and then we're gonna have to let's see here. Gonna have to. I gotta listen because I want something else to happen here. Okay, here we go. What is happening here? Okay, ascension. We have this ascension that's happening, so I think that's what I want to try to do here, and then we will be done for now. And I will definitely. I saw this note. I will definitely finish this. Not now, on a Friday night, but I will finish this later, and then you guys can see my results. Um, Once I've kind of gone back and done a little bit of editing, and you can see kind of the final product. Um, uh, Probably won't be my best work, but it'll at least be a finished product. So, um, I think I'll do something like that, something kind of epic sounding. Yeah, I think so. I don't know. I'm not completely happy with that, but we got. I need to get something here. Ooh, I like that. We're gonna kind of go away from the actual theme and just kind of improvise a part here. Here we go. I know that's really loud, but um, I kind of thought it was cool. So let's see here. We're gonna have to turn down that mix though on the French horns. And okay, all right. That's a good amount right there. So I think that's we're gonna stop right there. Thank you so much for. Let me check the chat real quick, and then we will head out here. Oh, okay. So Jackson had to go. So yes, we will see the final results. Thank you for joining me very much. We're going to do this once a month. Actually, the next one in 2 weeks because I kind of got behind. We're going to do just a hangout session. So if you want to drop by, same time in 2 weeks, I'll be working on projects in here. We can just kind of chat and share stories and whatnot. Um, and that's it. So have a good weekend. Thank you for joining.